Hello YouTube, Dirk here from MTGNostalgia. It is Kaladesh Pro Tour season right now, so I thought it would be time to open some Kaladesh product. This is the Nissa Planeswalker deck, Nissa Nature's Artisan, you can see her here. These are the decks that are replacing the intro decks. So you have a Chandra and a Nissa deck for Kaladesh, and there are some cards in here that are standard legal for the Kaladesh block, but cannot be found in the regular boosters. So we're gonna have a look at them, and also there's 2 extra boosters in here. We're gonna open them too. You can see Nissa here. Careful with that. That's a foil Nissa. You can see she's a bit expensive, 6 mana, 5 loyalty. Her +3 ability is you gain 3 life. -4, reveal the top 2 cards of your library. Put all land cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand. And her ultimate for -12 is creatures you control get +5/+5 and gain trample until end of turn. So, well, probably not an eternal playable, but fun nonetheless. I think these go for about $6 right now. Some plastic, oops, here, and this is a bigger box. I think even sleeved cards might fit in here. We have 2 boosters. Is that a rule sheet? It's when you buy one of the newer pre-constructed decks, they usually give you some instructions, some help to understand the strategies. You can see learning to play Magic, Planeswalker cards, boosting the deck. So they give you some hints on how to expand your decks with the boosters you get, some history of Nissa, and some advertisements on the Chandra deck and so on. Okay, let's see what we have in here. Both of these cards are 2 colored. This one is blue and green. The other one is red and white, if I'm not mistaken. Squall Ancient is our first rare. So this deck plays with energy. I think the other deck plays with vehicles. Verdant Crescendo. The Squall Ancient is a Leviathan, 6/6, flying. At the beginning of your upkeep you get 3 energy counters, and you can pay 8 energy to return all other creatures to their owner's hands. You can play that as a sorcery. Verdant Crescendo, a sorcery. Oh, there are 2 of them. Search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Search your library and graveyard for a card named Nissa, Nature's Artisan. So this works only with this version of the Planeswalker. Not the other Nissa that is in the regular boosters. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And Bristling Hydra. I had to play against that in a draft. It's a quite powerful card in limited. Yeah, it's a 4/3 Hydra, and enters the battlefield. You get 3 energy, and you can pay 3 energy to put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it also gains hexproof until end of turn. So when you have 3 energy around, it is, well, sort of immune to removal. Quick reference. These are the short rules that you get when you buy some of the decks. Yeah, part of a turn, blah blah blah. We've seen that before. And we have some commons. Thriving Turtle, Long Tusk. That's a good uncommon. When you play a draft, that's a good uncommon to pick, because it can put +1/+1 counter on it. That's quite good. Sage of Shayla's Claim. It's a practically vanilla 2/1 after it's entered the battlefield, and when it enters you get 3 energy. Servant of the Conduit. Elf Druid, when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, and then it acts as a mana dog, but you have to pay energy, and it's 2/2. Terrain Elemental, 3/2 vanilla, 4 of them. Thriving Rhino, that's the green thriving creature, gives you 2 energy counters, and when it attacks, you can pay 2 energy, and if you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Janjeet Sentry, and an uncommon, lets you tap or untap creatures. Another one, dual colored. Flying Trampler, Imperial Voyager. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get that many energy. And it also has trample, so this can earn you some energy. 2 for reach, and as long as you control a Nissa Planeswalker, so not only this Nissa, but any Planeswalker, any Nissa Planeswalker, it's a 4/4 Vigilance reach. Longfin Sky Whale, 4/3 flying, can only block creatures with flying. Aggressive. Oh, this is nice. Trample, 5/4, and when it enters the battlefield you gain 5 life. That's cool. Parian Tiger, 4/4 trample, that's a good common. These are from Shadows of Innistrad, the dual lands, and they are legal in Kaladesh. So these, you get 4 of them. These actually might be legal longer than the other dual lands from Shadows of Innistrad, because, well, when Shadows of Innistrad rotates out, these might stay in. Get some lands. Tune with Ether, this is land tutoring, and also gets you energy, 3 of them. Appetite for the Unnatural, destroys artifacts or enchantments. Malfunction, that's it switches off your opponent's artifacts or creatures. They don't untap. Okay, so I think the Hydra and the Planeswalker, of course, are the most exciting cards in this pack, I think. Let's see what we get in those. I have yet to pull a Kaladesh Masterpiece, one of the inventions. Might be a good time for that now. Thriving Turtle for energy deck. Fortuitous Find. Sorcery. Yeah, you can return artifacts and or creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Propeller Pioneer, one of the Fabricate creatures. Consulate Skygate, Defender Reach for only 2 mana. That's quite good. It slows down the game a lot. If you have lots of more costly creatures, that might work for you. Failed Inspection, counter target spell, and then you loot. Ambitious Etherborn, 4/3 with a Fabricate. High Spire Artisan, it's a Reacher, and it also has Fabricate. Renegade Freighter. That is, I think, next to the flying one, the Sky Skiff, it's probably the best common vehicle, because it can be a 5/4 trampler when attacking. Giant Spectacle, Takedown, Perpetual Timepiece is our first uncommon. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, and for 2 mana, and exiling this, shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your library. Okay. Experimental Aviator. 0/3 flying, and you can create 2 1/1 colorless Thopters. Fairgrounds Warden, exiles another creature as long as this stays in play, and a rare. Oh, nice, I need that. It's one of the dual lands. They were quite expensive when the set came out, and then they dropped in price a bit. They're still, I think this is, yeah, the 4th or 5th most expensive rare from the lands. The Smuggler's Copter is overtaking them right now. Swamp and a Thopter token. So if this was a draft, I don't think you should. Well, you could take this for money purposes. Otherwise, you probably would go with one of these in a draft as a first pick. Removal and a creature, and, well, card advantage. 3 creatures, 1 blocker and 2 Thopters. See what we get in the second one. Herald of the Fair, Inventor's Goggles, Revolutionary Rebuff. I don't like that card. Night Market Lookout, that's quite good when you get him to cruise some vehicles, because when it gets tapped, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So not only when he's attacking, but also when he cruise. He's okay. 2/2, Fabricate 1, Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. I think that's the worst of the puzzle knots. You lose 1 life and draw a card, yeah, well. Ornamental Courage, Green Combat Trick, Prophetic Prism, Mana Fixing, Spireset Infiltrator. That's okay, that's quite good. Commencement of Festivities. Yeah, well. Chief of the Foundry is good. It might even be first pickable. I played with that during the pre-release. Glint Nest Crane. And enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. Fretwork Colony, cannot block, and it gets bigger each turn, and you lose life each turn. Captured by the Consulate. It's a Story Spotlight card. It's removal, but it's very situational. You might sideboard this in, because when your opponent plays with a lot of spot removal, like he's playing a red burn spells, this might be really good. There might be some decks in which this might be quite useless. The creature can't attack, yeah, but it still can block. Swamp, and a tip or ad card. Okay, well, thanks for visiting my channel today. If you like this, check out my other videos. I have some videos of other Kaladesh or Neo product, Shadows of Innistrad, Eldritch Moon, and I also have some vintage booster openings like Tempest or Revised. So check out these other videos, leave a like, that helps the channel, and until then, see you next time.